Picture this: a world covered in soft white snow. The ground is blanketed in a pristine layer of snowflakes, each one unique and sparkling under the pale winter sun. The trees are adorned with a delicate frosting of ice, their branches bending slightly under the weight. The rooftops of quaint houses are capped with snow, creating a picturesque scene that seems almost too perfect to be real. Everything is quiet and peaceful. The only sounds you hear are the soft crunch of snow underfoot and the occasional chirp of a bird braving the cold. The world feels hushed, as if holding its breath in anticipation of something magical. This is Russia in winter, a place that looks like it came straight out of a fairy tale. The villages are like scenes from a storybook, with their charming wooden houses and snow-covered streets. The countryside stretches out in a vast expanse of white, dotted with clusters of trees and the occasional glimpse of wildlife. The air is cold and crisp, and you can smell pine trees and the smoke from fireplaces. The scent of burning wood mingles with the fresh, clean smell of snow, creating an aroma that is both invigorating and comforting. It's the kind of air that makes you feel alive, your breath visible in the frosty air as you take it all in. As the sun starts to set, making long shadows on the snow, a warm light shines from houses decorated with twinkling lights. The sky turns shades of pink and orange, casting a magical glow over the landscape. The lights on the houses twinkle like stars, adding to the enchantment of the scene. It's a moment of pure beauty, where the natural world and human celebration come together in perfect harmony. This is the magical setting for Christmas in Russia, a holiday celebrated with special traditions, strong faith, and lots of love. Homes are adorned with beautiful decorations, from sparkling ornaments to handmade crafts. Families gather to share in the joy of the season, their hearts filled with warmth and gratitude. It's a time for reflection, for giving thanks, and for coming together with loved ones. Families come together, and you can hear their happy laughter. Children play in the snow, their cheeks rosy from the cold, while adults share stories and memories by the fire. The sound of laughter and joy fills the air, a testament to the strong bonds of family and community that are at the heart of the holiday. The smell of traditional foods, filled with history and delicious flavors, makes everyone excited for the holiday. Kitchens are bustling with activity as families prepare festive dishes, each one a labor of love passed down through generations. The aroma of freshly baked bread, savory meats, and sweet treats fills the air, making mouths water in anticipation. From busy cities to quiet countryside towns, everyone in Russia celebrates Christmas with open arms and happy hearts. The spirit of the season is everywhere, from the bustling markets filled with holiday shoppers to the serene churches where people gather to worship. It's a time of unity and joy, a celebration of faith, family, and the enduring magic of Christmas. You might be wondering why Christmas in Russia is celebrated on January 7th instead of December 25th. This unique tradition has deep historical and cultural roots that date back centuries. It's all because of calendars. Specifically, the difference between the Julian and Gregorian calendars. Russia and a few other countries use the Julian calendar for religious holidays. This calendar was introduced by Julius Caesar in 45 BC and was widely used across Europe for many centuries. The Julian calendar, created a long time ago by Julius Caesar, is 13 days behind the Gregorian calendar, which most of the world uses today. This difference arose because the Julian calendar miscalculated the length of the solar year by 11 minutes. The Julian calendar was used for a really long time until Pope Gregory XIII introduced a new calendar in 1582. The Gregorian calendar was designed to correct the inaccuracies of the Julian calendar and better align with the solar year. Many countries switched to the Gregorian calendar, but the Russian Orthodox Church stuck with the Julian calendar because of its traditions. The Church valued the continuity and historical significance of the Julian calendar, which had been in use for over a millennium. That's why Christmas in Russia is on January 7th. This date allows the Russian Orthodox Church to maintain its historical and religious traditions, celebrating the birth of Christ according to the Julian calendar. The festive spirit and cultural significance of this celebration are deeply cherished by the Russian people. For many Russians, Christmas isn't just a holiday with presents and fun, it's a time to be close to God. This sacred season is deeply rooted in the traditions and rituals of the Russian Orthodox Church, which plays a central role in the spiritual lives of many. The Russian Orthodox Church is very important in how they celebrate. The Church's influence is seen in every aspect of the holiday, from the way people prepare for Christmas to the way they celebrate it. The Church's teachings and traditions guide the faithful through this holy time. The weeks before Christmas are spent fasting and thinking quietly, a time called the Nativity Fast. This period of fasting and reflection is meant to purify the soul and prepare the heart for the coming of Christ. It is a time of spiritual renewal and deep contemplation. This special time of getting ready ends with the happy celebration of Jesus Christ's birth. The joy of Christmas is felt in the hearts of the faithful as they gather to celebrate this holy event. The church services are filled with hymns, prayers, and the joyous sounds of celebration. On Christmas Eve, families go to beautiful churches for a midnight service. This service is one of the most important events of the Christmas season. It is a time for families to come together in worship and to experience the beauty and solemnity of the church's liturgy. The church is filled with the sounds of old hymns and the warm light from candles. The hymns, some of which have been sung for centuries, create a sense of continuity and connection with the past. The flickering candlelight adds to the atmosphere of reverence and awe. The services are long and special, showing how much respect and reverence Russians have for this holy night. The length and solemnity of the services reflect the deep spiritual significance of Christmas in the Russian Orthodox tradition. It is a time for the faithful to come together in prayer and worship. Christmas Day is when families get together, eat a special meal, and celebrate Jesus' birth. The meal often includes traditional Russian dishes that have been passed down through generations. It is a time for families to share in the joy of the season and to create lasting memories together. Christmas in Russia wouldn't be the same without a table full of delicious food. After not eating certain foods for a few weeks, families enjoy a feast with lots of flavors. A very important dish is kutya, a sweet porridge made with wheat, honey, poppy seeds, and nuts. Everything in kutya has a special meaning. The wheat means hope and new beginnings, the honey means sweetness and heaven, and the poppy seeds mean good fortune. Other traditional foods are pelmeni, little dumplings filled with meat or vegetables, and olivier salad, a potato salad with pickles, peas, and mayonnaise. You know about Santa Claus, but in Russia, it's Grandfather Frost, or Ded Moroz, who brings presents to good children. Ded Moroz is a tall old man with a long white beard and a magic staff. He travels with his granddaughter Snegurochka, the snow maiden. They ride in a magic sleigh pulled by 3 horses, bringing gifts on New Year's Eve. Children wait excitedly for them, and sometimes they recite poems or sing songs to get their gifts. When Christmas gets close, Russian cities and towns become winter wonderlands. Buildings are covered in twinkling lights, and Christmas markets pop up everywhere. The most important decoration is the yolka, the Russian Christmas tree. It usually has a star on top, which represents the Star of Bethlehem. Families decorate their yolkas with ornaments, tinsel, and garlands. The Christmas markets are exciting places, with people selling handmade crafts, traditional foods, and warm drinks. The Nativity Fast, which many Orthodox Christians in Russia observe, is a time to get ready for Christmas. The fast lasts for 40 days, starting on November 28th and ending on January 6th, Christmas Eve. During this time, people don't eat meat, dairy, or other rich foods. The fast ends with the Holy Supper, a special meal on Christmas Eve. Families gather after the fast and celebrate Jesus' birth. The meal doesn't have any meat and includes 12 dishes, one for each of the 12 apostles. A long time ago, from 1917 to 1991, the government in the Soviet Union didn't want people to celebrate religious holidays like Christmas. They wanted people to stop believing in God and celebrate other holidays instead. Christmas trees became New Year's trees, and Ded Moroz became the main gift giver. Even though it was difficult, many people still celebrated Christmas secretly in their homes. After the Soviet Union ended, Christmas became popular again and people could celebrate it freely. Christmas in Russia is full of traditions that have been around for a very long time. From serious church services to happy family gatherings, it's a time to think quietly and celebrate. Even though the date is different and some traditions have changed, the spirit of Christmas in Russia is still very strong. It shows how important faith, family, and the magic of Christmas are. I hope learning about Russian Christmas has made you feel the warmth and joy of this special holiday. Maybe you want to learn even more about how people around the world celebrate Christmas.